Welcome to Ready, Set, Sold with your host, Bryan Vogt. Are you wanting or even thinking about selling your house but don't know where to start? Good thing you found Ready, Set, Sold. And now, real estate broker, Bryan Vogt.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining Ready, Set, Sold. I'm your host, Bryan Vogt. Happy Saturday, everyone. Hope you're enjoying the weekend. Tell you a little bit about Ready, Set, Sold. This program was built on a book, a number one best-selling book that I wrote that came out this year called Ready, Set, Sold, 12 Proven Steps to Get Your House Sold Fast and for Top Dollar in the St. Louis Metro East Market. Wrote the book. Soon thereafter, writing the book, I was contacted by 1260 The Answer and says, hey, why not do a step-by-step program on helping people get top dollar and a fast sale and talk about your book on a weekly basis, and that's why we're here right now. Just so you know, the book itself are the programs, and we get a lot of more and more listeners. We've been doing this now for, I think, a little over 2 months, and we've had a lot of great responses, so I do appreciate that. If you're looking to find us more as far as previous telecasts, previous radio programs we've done, not everybody can, make it on a Saturday morning between 11 and 12. I get that. You do have it availability as an app. 1260 Answer is an app you can get on your iPhone or your Droid, either way. So that's one way. You also have the radio. And another way that we've just came out that we're really super excited about, and that is doing a podcast. So now everything's on a podcast. So you can go to Google Play or you can go to iTunes, whichever type of phone that you have, and you can listen to past segments, and it's kind of categorized and kind of gives you a brief summary. If you're looking for something specifically that you wanted to find out about, you can go there. So we're really excited about that. You can also catch us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page called Ready, Set, Sold with Bryan Vogt. So there's numerous ways that you can reach out to us. And one of the things of the book, and one of the main purposes of the book that I wrote it for is trying to give sellers confidence, giving them information that they can use. They can take some actions. And this isn't theory, this isn't conjecture. These are 12 proven steps that by using these steps that you're going to have some fantastic success. Not only just from me, but from past sellers that have used the book have had some fantastic success. And I'm offering it free, absolutely zero cost to you. If you go to readysetsold.org, not .com, readysetsold.org, not .com, you can sign up for the book. You get a paperback book. It will be sent directly to wherever you're living. If maybe this isn't the right time for you, maybe you have a friend. It really doesn't matter. Maybe you're going to use a different agent. That's fine too. The book was designed to give clear, precise information, easy to read, with stories talking about the good things that can happen by doing these things and maybe not such good things that can happen if you don't take certain steps. So get the book. I think that the response has been very positive. We've had a lot of people ordered already by being on the radio program. So go to readysetsold.org, not .com, readysetsold.org, not .com, and get the book. With that said, last week we'll do a little summary of what went on last week, and that was we talked about negotiating and different styles of negotiating, and what you're usually looking for and what most sellers and buyers are expecting anyway is that win-win situation where both the seller wins and the buyer wins, and you have a great basically, not only from the negotiations part, but the whole process seems to go much smoother all the way to close. Also, that you want to stay away from agents that promise you the moon, and their negotiating style is take no prisoners. We talked about that. That's usually not a very good approach, that many of those agents, unfortunately, lose more deals than they create. So those are things that we kind of topped off. Again, you can go to Google Play. You can go to readysetsold.org, actually. You can like us on Facebook, and the podcasts are going to be there too. So there's just different ways that you can catch up. But maybe the easiest way is just to get the book. With that said, let's talk about the market now. The market has still been going strong. That's great news in the Metro East area: O'Fallon, Shiloh, Belleville, Glen Carbon, Edwardsville, Fairview Heights, down south in Columbia, Waterloo. They've been remaining very, very, very strong in the marketplace. So if you're looking to buy or sell, and maybe sell might be more opportune word, it's been a few years since we've had this kind of success for this period of time. But as I've said before, always go in 3-month barriers. In 3 months, something is going to change. So the market can't go up, but we have seen it go down. There can be lags in the market. No one knows exactly why, but it does sometimes happen, and so be aware of that. 2 months, it's 50-50 if things are going to change, and 1 month, it's very unlikely to change. But again, if you're thinking about selling, this could be your prime time. We've talked to some sellers just recently that have been waiting for a very long time and just trying to time this out, and they put their house on the market in 3 days. They got it sold for full price. There are all kinds of stories of people in 1 day and sometimes hours getting offers in and selling their house. So again, and all throughout the Metro East, we're having some fantastic success. So with that said, what are we going to talk about today? Well, if you live in the Metro East, and really if you live in about a 100-mile radius, probably further, you know what Scott Air Force Base is probably one of the main hubs, not only to the Metro East, but to the St. Louis area included. And the military buyer is what we're going to specifically talk about. And how do we get, and this is step 10, how do we get that military buyer to come knocking? In the first segment here, we're going to talk more about what houses are, if you live in the Metro East, should you be or who shouldn't be concerned about if a military buyer is going to be coming to your door. The next segment, we're going to talk about what the military buyers are looking for. Also, we're going to talk in the third segment, we're talking about the pricing. And fourth segment, we're going to be talking about basically how easy is it for you in negotiations and putting deals together. With that said, let's start off with the first one, and I think that becomes the Metro East. It used to be, back in the day, before the improvements that we've had in the Metro East as far as roads and that 7-mile radius was a pretty simple barometer. But now with the roads, with Frank Scott Parkway, with 159 being 4 lanes, with other improvements we've had, if you live in Edwardsville, if you live in Columbia and other locations, be prepared to have a potential buyer, military buyer. They're not as prevalent, but it can still happen. There's a couple of reasons. We've been blessed to work with military buyers for the past 16 years. They're some of the greatest people in the world. They truly are. The sacrifices not only that they make, traditionally that the man is usually in the military, doesn't always work that way, but the spouses, their commitment is simply unbelievable of what they have to do and put things together. With that said, is that the reason why not only the roads, but the other reason is we're blessed to have Scott Air Force Bases so close to the Metro East area and St. Louis. Many of the military bases throughout the country, you're 45 minutes away from their living quarters. I mean, their house that they're living in, and they're not necessarily next to a large city like St. Louis. So Edwardsville and all these other areas further out, they can be simply, 45 minutes is an easy drive to base, and so that can definitely come into play. The other part about it is that even though the military is a very close group, and we've had great experiences with them, but they want to be with maybe others, maybe away from all their coworkers, or maybe their commanding officer is another reason why they maybe don't want to live in a particular area. So that's another reason why sometimes that they will move out of the area, and that brings Edwardsville. We've had military buyers move to Edwardsville and to Columbia and to Waterloo and to Glen Carbon, and rare occasions further out. And actually, believe it or not, some people have moved to St. Louis. So like I said, it just depends. If you're in this market, if you're putting your house in the market, be prepared for a military buyer. And they're some of the best. They're some of the best buyers in the world, not only because of what they do and the sacrifices they make, but I'd say probably the top 3 reasons. They're the most motivated buyers in the world. I mean, they have a very short period of time to make a major decision. they usually have experience, meaning they've done this before. They've bought in one house and they've bought in other houses. It's not uncommon for that. And also that they quick decision makers, and they pay top dollar in most cases to get things moving forward. So understanding that if you're in the Metro East, be aware that the military buyer could come knocking to your door. And we're going to talk more about how we can get them to come knocking to your door in the next segment of what is the military buyer actually looking for. To get more information, go to readysetsold.org, not .com, readysetsold.org, not .com. Get the book. It's absolutely free. Just sign up for it. We'll be back in a few.